Gentlemen, if you've ever looked into a woman's eyes and felt like she wanted more, but you couldn't figure out what that more actually was, then stop everything and lean in, because Dr. Sophia is about to reveal something 99% of men will never hear directly from a woman's mouth. Here's the truth: women rarely communicate their deepest desires openly, not because they don't trust you, not because they're shy, but because they're wired to respond not to your questions, but to your energy, your presence, and your leadership. Women feel before they think. They respond to sensations before words. They trust the man who can guide an experience without being told every step. That's why so many men over 40, 50, and 60 sabotage intimacy without even realizing it. They rely on routine, they rush, they operate from performance pressure instead of playful exploration. And slowly, silently, a woman begins to crave something she won't mention, but hopes you magically understand. So today, I'm giving you 7 safe, powerful, science-based, and woman-approved methods that trigger her emotional and sensual brain without graphic instructions, without anything unsafe, and with full respect for real female psychology. These are not tricks. These are not vulgar moves. These are behavioral switches that make a woman open up, relax, melt, and crave more connection with you. Before we continue, tap that subscribe button and tell Dr. Sophia in the comments which city you're watching from, because today's video may save relationships that have been quietly fading for years. Method number 1, the slow burn approach. She secretly craves gentlemen. Dr. Sophia here. And this first method is something women rarely admit, but every single one of them responds to on a biological level. It's called the slow burn approach, and it is the exact opposite of what most men over 40 tend to do in the bedroom. Here's the truth: men are wired like microwaves, fast to heat up, fast to want action, fast to want results. Women, on the other hand, are wired like ovens. They warm slowly, evenly, richly, and once they heat up, they stay warm long after the moment ends. When you approach a woman with the same speed and directness you use in your daily life, her nervous system doesn't get time to switch into the sensual side of her brain. She ends up feeling physically there, but mentally disconnected. But when you use the slow burn approach, everything changes. Women feel safe, grounded, turned on, and intensely connected without you needing to do anything graphic or complicated. It's about atmosphere, intention, and pacing. Start by sending a signal, not a request, not a question. A subtle, confident physical cue. A gentle touch on her lower back while passing behind her. A warm hand on her waist for 3 seconds longer than usual. Sitting close enough that she feels your presence without pressure. This activates her limbic brain, the part responsible for emotional bonding and desire. The key? Slow everything down by 40%. Your touch, your breathing, your movements, your transitions. Women interpret slowness as confidence, awareness, and mastery. It tells her, I'm here, I'm focused, I'm not rushing, you matter. That single energetic shift can make her body respond in ways you haven't seen in years without saying a word. Method number 2, the tri-zone touch that melts her into you. Gentlemen, Dr. Sophia here, and this is one of the most misunderstood, underused, and wildly effective methods women wish men knew. I call it the tri-zone touch, and once you master it, you will instantly feel her entire body soften, open up, and pull toward you without you needing to try harder. Most men go straight for one area, the obvious one, but women aren't wired like switches. They're wired like circuits. Her desire builds through connection points, not isolated actions. Here's how the tri-zone touch works. Zone 1, the emotional center, upper chest and shoulders. This is where trust begins. Place your hand gently on her upper chest, not her breasts above the collarbone area, or slowly trace her shoulder. This signals safety. It lowers cortisol, her stress hormone, and tells her nervous system, I can relax with him. Zone 2, the sensory center, lower back and hips. This is where her body becomes aware of you. Hold her lower back with your whole hand or let your fingers rest lightly on her hips. Slow, intentional touch here activates her parasympathetic nervous system, the deep relaxation and arousal mode. It literally primes her body to feel more. Zone 3, the anticipation center, inner thigh and side thigh. This is where her desire spikes. But, and I mean this as a doctor, never start here. This zone only becomes powerful when zones 1 and 2 are already lit. When you finally touch her side thigh or inner thigh, slowly, gently, her brain interprets this as deep desire, not impatience. Why this works, biologically. Women's arousal pathways spread outward like a network. You activate them by building layers of safety, awareness, anticipation. When men skip the first 2 zones, women often can't feel, even if they want to. Emotionally, she feels wanted but not pressured, seen, not rushed, desired, not grabbed at. This is the difference between okay intimacy and the kind she remembers for days. Practically, you're step by step. Start with her upper chest or shoulders, 30 to 60 seconds. Slide to her lower back, hips. Go slow, 20 to 30% slower than you think. Only then move to her thighs. Maintain a calm, steady breath. She will unconsciously match it. Don't talk too much. Presence is more powerful than words here. This alone has made many men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s tell me, Doc, she hasn't reacted like that in years. It's because you're finally speaking her body's language. Method number 3, the pressure wave technique. Women secretly crave this but rarely ask for it. Gentlemen, Dr. Sophia here, and this next method is something women universally respond to, regardless of age, body type, or experience level. Most men touch either too softly, which feels ticklish, or too hard, which feels overwhelming. What women actually crave is rhythmic, controlled pressure, what I call the pressure wave technique. This technique mimics the pattern of stimulation women naturally respond to during peak arousal, but you apply it externally with your hands in a way that's safe, intimate, and unbelievably effective. Let's break it down. Biologically, why this works. Women have a concentration of highly sensitive nerve endings around the clitoral hood, labia, and the surrounding pelvic area. But here's the key. They don't fire all at once. They fire in patterns. Think of it like tuning an old radio. If you move the dial too fast, all you get is static. But move it slowly, rhythmically, and suddenly the signal becomes clear. The pressure wave technique activates the nerve clusters in a sequence that builds arousal naturally without overwhelming her system. It boosts blood flow, increases pelvic warmth, and heightens sensation with every wave you create. Emotionally, what she feels. When you do this right, she feels grounded, safe, intensely focused on the moment, and deeply connected to you. It creates the feeling of, he really gets my body, which is extremely rare for women and incredibly bonding. Most men rush. This is the opposite. This is slow mastery, practically step-by-step instructions. Here's exactly how you do the pressure wave technique. 1. Start with the outer pelvic area, not the center. Place your hand on the soft area just above her pelvis. Apply firm, warm, steady pressure for 3 to 5 seconds. Do not move yet. Let the warmth sink in. 2. Begin slow. Waves with your fingers. Using your fingers, create a slow movement that goes from outer pelvis down toward the pubic mound, then stop before the clitoris. This creates anticipation without overstimulation. 3. Maintain a slow rhythm. Count in your head. One wave every 4 to 6 seconds, slow enough for her to feel, fast enough to build momentum. 4. Increase the pressure, not the speed. This is where most men mess up. Speed kills sensation for women. Pressure increases it. Thicker, slower pressure equals deeper pleasure. 5. Read her body, not her words. Her breath will tell you everything. If it gets shallow, lighten the pressure. If it gets deeper, keep going. If she lifts her hips, you're doing it perfectly. When men in my clinic learn this, they come back shocked, saying, "Dr. Sophia, she literally grabbed my arm and begged me not to stop." It's because this technique triggers her deepest nerve responses, the ones most partners never activate. Method number 4, the breath sync method, the move that makes her body melt into yours. Gentlemen, if you master this one technique, your entire intimate life will transform. I'm not exaggerating. This is the method women describe as the moment everything changed. I'm Dr. Sophia, and today I'm going to teach you one of the most psychologically powerful, biologically synced methods women crave but rarely talk about, the breath sync method. This is the technique that makes her feel emotionally seen, physically safe, and sexually open at a level she may have never experienced before. Most men never learn this, but once you do, she will feel more connected to you during sex than ever before. Let's break it down the right way. Biologically, why breath sync works so powerfully. Women's arousal depends heavily on the parasympathetic nervous system, the same part of the brain that controls calmness, emotional safety, and deep body relaxation. When her breath is chaotic, shallow, or rushed, her body literally cannot reach deeper levels of pleasure. But when you sync your breathing with hers, something incredible happens. Her muscles relax, her pelvic floor opens, her blood flow increases, her brain shifts into deep arousal mode. It's like you're tuning both of your bodies into the same frequency, and once that happens, every touch, every kiss, every movement becomes 10 times more pleasurable for her. Emotionally, what she feels when you do this. Women crave emotional connection during intimacy, not because they're emotional, but because their bodies literally respond to safety and presence. When you sync your breath with hers, she feels, "He's fully here with me. I can let go. I can give in to this moment completely. My body is safe with him." And gentlemen, when a woman feels safe, she becomes uninhibited, responsive, and intensely expressive. This method unlocks the side of her she may keep hidden with partners who never learned how to guide the moment. Practically, how to perform the breath sync method step by step. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1, get close enough to feel her breath. Your face should be close to her neck or lips. You don't need to say anything, just feel her breathing rhythm. Step 2, match her exhale. First, most men try to set the pace. Wrong. You follow first. She will follow you later. Match her exhale, slowly, fully. Step 3, gradually slow the rhythm by 5 to 10%. Not a big change, just enough to calm her nervous system. Women's bodies instinctively mirror slower breaths. Step 4, add touch only after the sync happens. Once her breathing syncs with yours, every touch feels amplified. This is the perfect moment to kiss her neck, trace her shoulders, or guide your hands to the areas she responds to most. Step 5, use your breath. During penetration or fingering. When you inhale, slow down your movement. When you exhale, deepen or apply pressure. This creates a pattern her body can't resist because it feels like your bodies are communicating without words. Men who learn this come back shocked. "Doc,